Sri Sailesha Dehabatram, Divakthyadi Gunarnavam, Yatindra Prabhanam Vande, Ramyaja Mataram Munim, Lakshminada Samarambham, Nathayamana Matyamam, Asmadacharya Paryandham, Vande Guru Paramparam, Yonityam Achyutapadam, Bhujayukma Rukma, Vyamohadastathitarani Thranaya Mene, Asmad Gurur Bhagavatos Yadheka Sintoho, Ramanujasya Charanau. Namaskaram to all. So now today, in our part today, we will see one more temple from the region of the erstwhile region of Chora. And this temple is called as Tirupernakar. This may not be a familiar name for Adiyars today, but we term this temple as Koviladi. It is near the outskirts of Trichy, and it's around 30 kilometers around from there after Anbil, on the banks of Kaveri River. The importance of this particular temple, there are 5 temples of Sri Rankanatha, which we call it out as a Pancharanga Kshetram. It starts from Karnataka, which is Srirangapatnam. Then in the middle Kaveri, we have Srirangam. Then this Koviladi, Tirupernakar. Then it goes to Kumbakonam and then to Tirundallur, Mayavaram. These 5 Ranga Kshetram, which we call it out as a Pancharanga Kshetram. So this being one of that Pancharanga Kshetram on the banks of river Kaveri. That's the beauty of this particular temple. And Emperuman here is, the Thiranamam of Emperuman is Shri Appakudathan, Koviladi Shri Appakudathan. It's a very unique and beautiful name. In the history, we will come to know why this Emperuman is called as Shri Appakudathan. And Thayar here is Shri Kamalavalli Nachyar, Kamalavalli Thayar. And this temple has got a history. One of the king, his name was called Upamanyu. He got cursed by Saint Durvasa. Durvasa is very famous for cursing many people. And one of them was this king, Upamanyu. And when he prayed to Saint Durvasa how he can get rid of this particular curse, then he said that he needs to go to this place in the banks of river Kaveri, and he needs to serve food daily for 1,000 people himself. That's the way. And one day he will realize how this particular curse will be removed. Until then, you have to keep doing this one. So that's the only thing that he has to do. So then the king started doing this one every day, which we call it out as Annadhanam for 1,000 people. Every day he needs to serve 1,000 people. And then he was doing this way. One day, Emperuman Sriman Narayanan, he took as a small Brahmin post chair, and then he went to this Upamanyu on that day when he prepared, and he was the first one. Emperuman went there very early, and then he said that he was hungry, and then he wants to eat. So Upamanyu said that okay, he is going to serve 1,000 people, and he has come first, so he started to serve food to this Brahmin, which is Emperuman, without knowing that he is Emperuman. And this Emperuman started to eat this food, and he finished all the food which was prepared for 1,000 people. So Upamanyu got a little bit astonished. He could not say anything why the Brahmin is eating that much or anything, but he was a little bit astonished what is happening there. And all the food what he prepared got empty now. And Emperuman now for this Brahmin asked, he needs some dessert after finishing this food. And very specifically, he asked to make him ghee appam. Appam is the sweet in South India, which even today we make it for Janmashtami, Gokulashtami for Emperuman. So he likes appam. So he asked for that particular sweet, and then this king went and started to prepare. And then while preparing that one, he prepared a big vessel of appams because somebody else also will come because he has to recook for other 1,000 people. So he prepared a big vessel. In Tamil, we call it out as a kudam, a big kudam. Kudam is a big vessel, a pot, we can call. And that pot full of appams he prepared, and then he brought that one to serve to this Brahmin. Then immediately the Brahmin took, no, I need the whole vessel. One or two is not enough. So he took the whole vessel, the whole kudam, he grabbed from the king, and then he kept it on his hand. Now Upamanyu was astonished. Something strange is happening. So he could not understand what is happening. At that time, Emperor showed his original posture, that it is Sriman Narayanan who has come there. And as Upamanyu was serving food for him and fulfilling his wish of giving appams to him, all his curse, what he had from Durvasha, is now fully gone. And that's the reason he came to bless him, to get rid of this curse. So Upamanyu was very happy after that. But with this vessel of appam, Emperor in that place of Tirupernakar Koviladi, he lied down in the Saina column. Today also, the Moolava Vigram, when we see that one, Sri Rankanatha is in the lying posture, while on his right hand, he is holding that particular vessel, a pot of appams. And that is the posture with which he is lying down in that particular, and that's why this particular Emperor is named as Sri Appakudattan. Appakudattan in Tamil is he who holds that pot of appams, and that is what the name states as a meaning. So Sri Appakudattan is the name that it came for this Emperor. There is also a unique thing that you can see on the, while he is holding the pot on the right hand, on the left hand, he is just stopping the Vajrayana of Indra. That's the weapon of Indra, Vajrayana. And he is just stopping that one with his left hand, just holding that one. And there is a small story behind that one. When Emperor and Periyabarattiyar was one day in Sri Vaikundam, Periyabarattiyar saw that in Indraloka there were the beautiful flowers, we call it out as a parijatam. That smells very good, and that particular flower, she wanted to get few of them, and she asked Emperor, and then Emperor obviously he wanted to fulfill, so he called Indra in Indraloka, asked him to send some flowers to Periyabarattiyar and Sri Vaikuntham. Indra is sometimes, many times he doesn't do proper things, and later he comes back to the lotus feet of Emperor to get all those things to be resolved. So he does, this time also, he refused to send this Parijata flower, because he said only the people in Indraloka can have it, and this cannot be sent to any other loka. And not only stopping there, and with anger, he throwed his Vajrayana against Emperor, and then Emperor was stopping this with his left hand. Is the small story that is also being told as the Sthala Puranam of this particular Tirupernakar. There is also another king, which is a Pandya king. His name is called Uparicharavachar. It is being said that he has built this temple later in Koviladi, because he was the one, once he was in a forest and by mistake he killed a Brahmin, thinking some sound of an animal. And he was very, very sad because of his action. And then he left his kingdom, and then he started to roam around to see what he can do good in to get rid of this particular bad thing that he has done. And on the instruction of Lord Shiva, he came to this place and started to do Kainkaryam, and he later built this temple. Is also this Sthala Puranam, or the story of this particular temple is telling about. And that's the small glimpse of the story why Emperor here is called as Sri Appakudattan, and Tayar here is Kamalavalli Tayar. It is in the lying posture, we call it out as the sign, the column. So it is a Ranga Kshetram, Pancharanga Kshetram, and it is like a Sri Rangam. So if you go to Sri Rangam, this is around maybe another 35 minutes, 40 minutes outskirts of Trichy, and can be visited on the banks of River Kaveri. In terms of certain whatever may be the features of this temple, on the banks of the river, Pancharanga Kshetram, these are all very important features of this particular temple. Even today, because the appam is the most famous one, and the Brahman himself is called Sri Appakudattan, his wish is being still fulfilled. The prasadam there being served is also the ghee appams today. So if we missed out the Upamanyu's ghee appams of that day, where Brahman had that as one, and we missed that prasadam, today the prasadam served in this temple is appam, and that is one of the thing. The tower is called as Indra Vimanam, and the pond is also called Indra Tirtham. And the annual Brahmotsavam of this particular temple, it happens in the Tamil month of Panguni. And also there are 4 Alvars who has done the Mangalasasanam of this particular temple: Periyalvar, Tirumangayalvar, Nammalvar, and Tirumalizai Alvar. 4 Alvars have done the Mangalasasanam of this particular temple. Nammalvar, Pashuram, he says, Pere Uraikendra Piran, Indru Vandu Pereen Endru En Nenjinerai Puhundan. The Pere here, it refers to the Tirupper Nahar, which is today called as Koviladi, but the olden days that name was Tirupper Nahar. And Periyalvar has learned this one because he has sung so many of the Pashurams. Periyalvar is very unique. He treats Kannan as a small child, and he takes care of Kannan with his Pasurams as if how Yashoda would take care of Kannan. So that's the way in which Alvar depicts, and in he has sung so many of the Pashurams for taking bath, for requesting Kannan to come and take bath, and requesting Kannan to come and dress up. All these things, and in one of these when he is requesting Kannan to take a bath, he knows that what Kannan likes, and which is referring to this particular temple. Appam kalanda sitrundri akkarambaalil kalanda soppadanan suttu vaithen thinnal urudiyel nambi soppada seppidamen mulayargal siruvaram pesi cherippa soppada neerada vendum sottam birhan inge varai. So he is requesting Kanna, you have to come and take bath. I have prepared appams for you, and that is one of the Periyalvars. It is in the Nitya Anusandhanam for us when we make a Thirumanchanam for Emperuman. So Alvars have done the Mangalasasanam of this particular temple. Again, took this one because this is in the banks of the river Kaveri and out of the 5 temples. So it's also near Trichy. One who visits Thiruvarangam can easily visit this particular temple and get the blessings of Sri Appakudattan and Kamalavalli Tayar. And this is the story of this particular Divyadesam. We will see the next Divyadesams in our next part. Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha. Alvargal Tiruvadigalai Sharanam, Emperumanar Tiruvadigalai Sharanam, Jiyar Tiruvadigalai Sharanam, Acharyan Swami Tiruvadigalai Sharanam.